I'm Oral Hershiser, and I am on Blue Review. Hey, this is Sean Green. You're watching the Blue Review.
Bum, 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 bum. Bring, hey,
Hey, pew 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 pew, pew 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 pew. Pew.
we get lasers on a Thursday here
A
on the Blue Review,
sweeping of
presented
lasers.
by LAX. That's right. Bring out the brooms and the lasers. Although I think the lasers might burn the brooms. I don't know.
Probably. That's okay.
I'm Marcus Grant. That's Greg Bergman. The Dodgers finish off a sweep
We're stupid.
of the Minnesota Twins, 4-3 is the final score. I'll tell you what, man. The Dodgers love winning one-run games. It's like the thing they do the most, apparently. Forget the 12-3 game or whatever it was the other night. This is a one-run game team. That's just what they do now, I guess.
Yeah, they love the 1-run wins, and that's fine. It's better than a 1-run loss. So I'm happy. I'll take 1-1 wins all the time. And Tanner Scott's the one that's closing them out. By the way, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, Tanner Scott, again, fantastic last night, picking up the save against the Twins. So three in a row, off day before they head to San Diego for a three-game set there, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But first, I want to let you know, as always, that the Blue Review is powered by LAX. LAX Skylink train is currently in testing, preparing to provide a direct, fast, and free connection to the new rental car center, the airport terminals, and the LA Metro. For more information, you can visit lawa.org/ESPN. All right. So 4-3, the final score. Shohei on the mound and a little bit of a hiccup in the middle innings. But how much did that have to do with maybe him not seeing eye to eye with his catcher last night?
Yeah, I think this story is bigger than what people. So, Brooke, I can hear you in my ears. I don't know if it's on the air, but I can definitely hear you in my ears. So this is probably the biggest story that's going to be coming out for this, Marcus, right? Like Shohei and Dalton Rushing definitely not on the same page. Dalton Rushing is a little bit of a fire starter. He likes to cause some drama at times.
you think?
Yeah, but it was always, we talked about this a ton while it happened. As long as it didn't affect the team, as long as it didn't affect the dugout, the clubhouse, all that type of stuff. And now we're starting to see it kind of boil over between Shohei, who might be the biggest star in the history of baseball. And so if that's the guy that you're kind of having trouble with, the wrong guy to pick the fight with, when you have to have, again, Freddie Freeman come sit down and console you. Or remember at second base the other week, he had to apologize for you. Dave Roberts had to come by and give you his magical hug. Like those types of things can't be happening. Now, I did like how he ended all of it. I did like that when he owned up to everything. But this is a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's just look, this is the balance I think the Dodgers are going to have to try to find with Dalton Rushing, to the point of you want him to sort of have that fire. Obviously, it is what has propelled him to getting here to the major leagues, and being a Major League Baseball player. So you appreciate that, but you do have to be able to rein it in a little bit. And I do think when you are rubbing Shohei Ohtani the wrong way, who, by the way, at least outwardly, is one of the most mild-mannered, seemingly easy to get along with guys. I mean, this is not a team full of hotheads, right? I mean, we talk about it all the time. Whereas fans might hate the Dodgers as an organization and as a team, but it's hard really to hate individual guys, because Freddie, Mookie, Shohei, Max Muncy, Kyle Tucker has no personality. You can't really hate on that, right? There's nothing there to hate on. So for Rushing to sort of really kind of cause some friction there, that is, I think, the dance that the Dodgers are going to have to do. I also think some of this helps and a lot of this goes away when Will Smith comes back and Dalton Rushing is not having to be the everyday catcher for this team.
I mean, yeah, no, absolutely, totally agree with you. We don't know when Will Smith is coming back. Hopefully, when they come back home in like a week. So hopefully that's when that happens. But until then, it's going to be Dalton Rushing. Now, maybe it'll be by the time Shohei pitches again, it won't be him back there. I mean, is Chucky Robinson going to be the guy? Like, if that will be very telling. If Will Smith is still not off the IL and it comes up to Shohei's turn one more time and Chucky Robinson is back there, that's going to say a lot about Dalton Rushing and about the relationship between the two. Because think about it, Marcus, like first of all, he wanted to challenge in the first inning.
Mm-hmm.
Dalton Rushing didn't do it. He's like, no. Then it was at the second or the third inning, or second inning, I think, where he's like, no, I'm challenging because he trusts his judgment. He would have won both of them. And after that inning, Shohei called his own game. He was not listening at all to Dalton. So that is, again, I don't want to create drama, but that seems like this is its own drama already.
Well, it kind of is. And you talk about calling his own game. And I think that is why you had the cross-up situation in, what was it, the third inning, when second
got
inning,
away. Yeah.
The ball got away. You had bases loaded. Shohei throws a fastball. Rushing looks like he's expecting anything but a fastball. It bounces off his glove, goes in the dugout, runs, scores. Then one batter later, a couple pitches later, a 2-run single makes it 3-1 at that point. Now, Shohei being Shohei, sort of locked in, struck out the side in the third, I think retiring the last 7 hitters that he faced. So he was able to kind of recover from that, and the offense kind of came to life. But definitely some butting of heads there, at least metaphorically. Now, I would be curious what it was that Rushing said, if he said something to the clubhouse in general, if he just spoke to Shohei directly. We will probably never really know that, but hopefully whatever happened last night is squashed and everybody can move on. You get a whole day to travel and you get to come back to the West Coast. So hopefully that makes it better at this point.
It does, but also at the same time, like, this is the Shohei Dalton thing. This is not new. It may be new in terms of the tensions boiling over. As you said, Shohei is the easiest guy in the world to get. He apologizes when he hits a foul ball.
Yes, right.
Like, he's not a guy that's going to start. That's not fiery like that. But at the same time, this is not something new for them. It's so here. Our friend Noah Comras from I think it's Dodgers SI, where he is now. Shohei Ohtani with Will Smith as his catcher this year. 10 games. 5 earned runs, a 0.74 ERA. That's when he was just on absolute fire. Mm-hmm. Shohei Ohtani with Dalton Rushing as his catcher this year. 3 games, 9 earned runs, 4.34 ERA. So it's that dynamic is not working. So they're going to find ways to not have Dalton Rushing catching for Shohei Ohtani moving forward. I can almost guarantee it. Whether it's Chucky Robinson or Will Smith is back, that dynamic doesn't work. And this is something with Dalton that we talk about so often. He is this type of guy. He is the guy that sulks when he gets a bad hit. Doesn't matter if they win the game or not. He sulks when he doesn't get hits. Like, oh, we won, but I was bad, so I'm upset now. That's the type of guy he is. I don't know if that type of attitude in this clubhouse is one that works. And it was always, as long as it doesn't affect the other guys, the veterans around you. Otherwise, that's when it starts becoming a problem. And when Freddie Freeman, I want to say it again, when Freddie Freeman and Mark Pryor and the skills coach, the mental skills coach is sitting there consoling you because you had a bad outing and because you had 3 strikeouts in that game and almost had another golden sombrero, he's starting to rub people the wrong way, and it was always going to start to boil over to this.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of the thing, is that he's part of it is on him to sort of understand that, like, hey man, nobody's going to be up here great all the time. You know, everybody goes through slumps, and especially for a young guy, a young player like yourself, it's understandable. And I don't know if some of this has to do with because he started the season so hot, and it's been a minute since he's hit a home run. And so I do wonder whether or not that is sort of impacting him mentally. But yeah, at some point you gotta let it go. I know it's easier said than done, but let it go, move on, and still find ways to contribute to the ball club in other ways. Anyway, enough of that. Speaking of contributing,
one last thing.
Sure.
Sorry, like, I think this is such a big topic, but one last thing. What he did after the game, though, does that change your mindset on him at all? Where he after the game, he was talking to the media and he's like, it was embarrassing. Like, is this going to be the moment that turns it over a new leaf? It's like, You just got embarrassed on national TV. Well, maybe not national TV. You got embarrassed on TV. Well, you're now. This is the story everywhere. Every social media clip is of Shohei and Dalton, and Shohei pounding on his head, and him looking bad, and going after him, talking afterwards, and saying, I'm embarrassed. Just the game of baseball I'm embarrassed by how I'm playing the game of baseball. What he did with Shohei, how he was at the offensively, all that type of stuff. That is embarrassing. Does this actually help him start to hopefully turn the corner?
I mean, I hope so. I'm not necessarily banking on that, but maybe it's a step. It's a step in the right direction, right? Understanding what the first step in changing your behavior is understanding that you have a problem, I guess. So in that regard, hopefully it does. But again, he's had how many years on earth of being this guy who's played the game a certain way and has used that energy to fuel him to getting to the major leagues. I don't expect it's going to just disappear overnight, but who knows? Maybe. And maybe this is a thing where you see whether it's Freddie Freeman or somebody else kind of take Rushing under their wing and, teach him how to be a major league ball player, because it's more than just having good at bats or playing good defense in the field. It is about sort of how you carry yourself on a day-to-day basis, because 162 games, man, it's a long time. It's hard to play with that sort of anger and energy for 162 games. Not that I'm comparing Dalton Rushing to Magic Johnson, but I know Magic tells the story of his rookie season, and I think the first game of the season, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hits a hook shot, a sky hook at the buzzer to win the game. And Magic is jumping up and down like he just won the national championship. And Curry tells him, "Hey, man, we got 81 more of these. You got to calm down.
You got to bring it down a little bit."
Right? So maybe that's what we're going to get to with Dalton Rushing there. Who knows?
Yeah. So Lara in the chat has a question, and she says that if Shohei wants to challenge, why not just challenge? Why is he insisting Dalton challenge? So the catcher is typically the one to challenge because they have a better understanding of the strike zone and where they are actually catching the ball. Now Shohei is a precise pitcher. He knows where he's throwing the ball. Also, he's allowing his catcher to be the one to do it for him because he knows what they're supposed to be on the same page. When he starts to put his hand up, Dalton's supposed to understand that, yes, I want that challenge. He didn't do it. So that's why the next time he went on, it's like, I'm going to do it. And if you actually see in the video, and if you're watching the game, Dalton was like, no. And he won. And he would have won both of them. So that's where that came in. He was allowing Dalton to do it. Dalton just didn't want to do it.
Yeah, and I know Will Smith has said that they would prefer that pitchers don't do it. I think some of it is, to your point, yes, the catchers are back there, the home plate umpire is right behind them, so they have a good idea of what the strike zone is. I think some of it is also just sort of having one voice as opposed to a whole bunch of different people. Obviously, when you have hitters, it's a different situation, but when you're on defense, I think it's just about having one voice say, hey, let's challenge that sort of thing. But also, the rules might be different for Shohei. Just because.
And if you look at that video that's happening, he's pounding his head. Like he isn't just a slight tap. He's like, no, I want this.
Right.
This is I am right. You are wrong. I'm hitting my head because I want this challenged. Like that wasn't a happy Shohei, and you don't see an unhappy Shohei
very often
ever.
Right. So, so hopefully this is, whatever has happened is squashed. Everybody moves on. Enjoy the fact that you've now won 3 in a row. Let's go. The good thing, the undeniably good thing that has come out of this series in the last week or so has been Mookie Betts is back, y'all. Mookie Betts is back 3 for 4 last night, including his 300th career home run. Has boosted his average. It was about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I guess it was. He was hitting $179. Yeah. He's up to 230 now. So that's a 50-point increase in batting average in the last couple of weeks. I know that we got worried. There was definitely some concern. But I was always believing in the back of the baseball card, believing that Mookie Betts is going to sort of figure it out. And look, I don't think he's going to be back to an MVP level player, but I struggled to think that he was going to continue to be as bad as he had been for the last 6 months or so.
Yeah, and I think on this show specifically, I think we've basically been behind Mookie for the most part. A lot of other shows, like all around this, have been like, "Oh, Mookie's he's done, he's washed." We have never thought that way, because if he was going to be better, we just thought, hey, we maybe started have to thinking about Mookie in a different way, just maybe not so much as the MVP Mookie, but just a good baseball player, and he's showing that when he can figure things out, he can be one of the best players in the game, and he's starting to do it now. Now his defense is starting to take a little bit, starting to take a little bit of a hit. Like, we have to point out the bad with the good, but it's like once a game he is bobbling a ball or letting a ball hit off his wrist. I think that'll get shored up. I think he's so focused on the hitting portion that some of his fundamentals at shortstop has kind of gone by the wayside. And that's okay, because they're winning games, but that has been an issue. But his bat has massively come alive over the last 30 days. He's hit like 5 home runs. He is now through the last week of baseball, 6 games. He is the best hitter on the team. He's batting over 400, has over 1,000 OPS. He has 2 home runs, 10 hits. Nobody else has more than 5. So he is coming up, and he's coming up big in big spots and driving guys in. I think that's the biggest part of it, is that with guys on base, you feel good with Mookie at the plate now. And so him being in that 4 spot, best spot for him right now.
Yeah, no, I think you leave him there, right? Because he's starting to find some things there. And he's in a situation where, depending on how the first inning goes, maybe he comes up with a guy in scoring position. But even still, even if the Dodgers go down in order in the first, then he gets to come up and lead off, which naturally in his career was a leadoff hitter. So it sort of kind of works out either way. But great to see him kind of coming to life right now, especially because, the bottom part of the order is still a bit of scary hours for me. Once you kind of get past Max Muncy,
it's a little,
it's great when Ryan Ward runs into one every once in a while. It's nice when Alex Freeland finds his way on base. Side note to this, and I know this goes back to a couple games ago. Alex Call gives a bigger bat flip when he walks than when he hits a home run.
I love it so much.
He hit the home run the other night, and he just kind of dropped the bat like it was a single and went running to first base, as opposed to when he walks. So,
what's what he should do? Because look, you're better at walking than hitting home runs. Like Shohei doing a bat flip on a walk would be weird, but him doing a bat flip on a home run, Alex Call, that you're like, that's odd. I want to see your bat flips on the walks, because that's what you're up there for. He's not a home run hitter. You just let him take your base, my friend, right. and fill it up too. I love it. I love it so much.
Anyway, the point of the bottom of the order is still a little bit shaky. Although, I know Edman he didn't start yesterday. He came in later in the ball game, but he's been hitting. But between Ward, Rushing, Freeland, the bottom part of the order is not great. So if Mookie can start hitting at the top to go along with Shohei, Andy Pajes, man, where have you gone? We need you to come back a little bit. But Freddie, Muncy, those guys, it's just one more thing to make this lineup dangerous again. And on top of it, our pal Jeff Spiegel hit us up, let us know that Teoscar hit a home run over the scoreboard in Reno yesterday. So that's 2 home runs in 2 games for Teos. That's good too.
That's right. No, that's great. So when Teo comes back, which seems to be coming up sooner rather than later, I do think that's going to help the lineup. Obviously, he's a much bigger bat than Ryan Ward, so that will help. But also, Ryan Ward been pretty good at defensively in left field. That's been a big surprise. But once you get Teo back, that kind of opens things up a little bit. Now, I'm still on board with this. I don't know where you're at, but moving Tommy Edman to the 2 spot and having Andy Pajes go back down to that 5, 6, 7, 8 spot, it just feels like he just has less pressure up there. He's just not getting the hits that he was getting. It's a different style of pitching that you get at the top of the lineup than at the bottom of the lineup. So I don't know. I think that's the better spot for him, and seeing Tommy up there might make a little more sense. What do you think?
I don't hate it. Just my initial reaction is, do we save Pajes at the risk of wrecking Edman 'Cause I'm just convinced at this point that nobody is going to hit in that spot in the lineup. Like I don't
Just give up on it. Just be like, that's an out.
just like, hey, yeah, it's just like, okay, look, Shohei's on. We're just gonna go 1-on, 1-out, and then we'll have Freddie come to the plate. Like, or do you do the unthinkable and do you put Shohei in the number 2 spot and like
No.
have some?
No. I'm it forever and always. I am going to Shohei is my leadoff batter. I don't until a couple of years when his bat's starting to decline, which I don't know if it ever will. Then maybe, but right now he is the leadoff batter, and I will hear no resistance against him.
But no, I think in terms of rational thought and not my irrational, just superstitious thought, I think it's worth a shot. I mean, because right now Edman has come up and he's hitting. You have him as a switch hitter, so he can work against whoever's on the mound, and he just really is generally good at putting the ball in play, which Pages, even when he was hitting well, was not necessarily his strong suit. And I think now that he's struggling, he's kind of gone back to chasing pitches again, to offering things out of the zone. He's fallen back into all the bad habits previously as he tries to work out of the slump. So maybe moving him down, putting him in that 7th spot helps. And also, if he does come back, it does juice the bottom part of the lineup too. So that's a good thing.
Totally. And so Remy Guy says negative Bergman. Edman should always hit at the 9 right before Shohei, which I'm not against that either. I think the 9 spot is as the secondary leadoff guy that we've always talked about. He's good down there. I just think that if your lineup will flow better with having someone that's just getting on base, not looking to hit the big home run in that 2 spot. I mean, Kant has a little bit of power, can get the ball over the wall, but it will just move guys around. I think that is helpful because right now that is a dead spot. Number 2 spot is a dead spot, and it doesn't matter who's there. So I just think that if you have somebody that's just a slasher like Tommy Edman, that could help. But I'm not against the 9 spot either.
Yeah, I think it works either way. And again, some of this will probably or hopefully work itself out when you start to get guys back, right? That when you get Teo back, not that he's going to hit 2, but it starts to lengthen your lineup. When you get Will Smith back, it starts to lengthen your lineup a little bit more. And then maybe those things also contribute to helping whoever is in that number 2 spot, whether it's Pages, whether they decide to go back to somebody else. Hopefully adding those bats back in the lineup makes a big difference with this team the rest of the way. I know it's an off day today for the Dodgers. You were not here yesterday. Jeff Spiegel, nice enough to sit in. I have a nickname to run by you. I don't know if you caught yesterday's show at all while you were away. Is
this the Pedro Martinez one?
Yes. What do you think of Justin Robleski being the Shark?
I like it, especially because it's from Pedro, and I love everything Pedro does. But yeah, I kind of like it. I don't know. It kind of flows. Justin the Shark Robleski. If it flows nicely, are you against it?
No, I like it too. I feel like we had to, we got to try it out. We got to get it through a couple of starts, let it kind of marinate and see how it works. But I do like it. Again, partially because, when Pedro Martinez gives you a nickname, then that should kind of be your nickname. I know we're still sort of working through like Andrew Biblioteca and those sorts of things there, but
I love Biblioteca, by the way. I don't care if anybody does it. I love it. I say it every time.
But the Shark, it's easy. It sort of fits the way he's been pitching so far this year. And like I said yesterday on the show, it's not like Jeff Samardzija is using it anymore.
Nobody even remembers Jeff Samardzija. Come on.
No. Giants fans and like Notre Dame fans. Like that's it. Those are people who remember.
I only know Jeff Samardzija because he caught a game-winning touchdown pass against the Bruins at the Rose Bowl, and that just drove me absolutely insane. So,
if it makes you feel any better, I'm sure he did something similar to USC at some point too. So,
that was bad.
Off day for the Dodgers today. They come back to the West Coast. They've got 3 in San Diego over the weekend and then 3 in Sacramento. Speaking of Teoscar Hernandez, there is some talk that he could rejoin the club in Sacramento. Not a terribly long drive from Reno, so it's an easy way to rejoin them if that's what it ends up being. So
Perfect.
We will talk about something tomorrow because there's no game to talk about tonight. Enjoy soccer, USA versus Turkey. After Mexico got through last night with a 3-0 win. So I don't think we're going to talk World Cup tomorrow, but who knows?
Maybe.
Tune in to find out. Stick around. This is the Huddle and Cap Morning Extravaganza coming up right after us. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to Brooke for production assistance. This has been, though, the Blue Review presented by LAX. For Greg, I'm Marcus. We'll see you tomorrow, 6:30 to 6:55 here on the ESPN LA YouTube channel.
That's it.